Hey, this is Dwayne Golden. Thanks for reading the email. I'm glad you're here. I want to go ahead and start with this amazing training that I wanted to give you on something that helped me in months being able to create after being fired, after trying to sustain myself with starting my own event planning business. I created something that I believe will be helpful. And I'm telling you this because it's something that you can do. I literally, without breaking a sweat and stressing myself, created a way to become more than phenomenal at making money from home. And I did that, first of all, if you remember the email that I sent you where I gave you the other training, and I showed you some of the cool stuff where I was doing with digital products. But now you're going to see the engine that really made it go. And it was the ability to communicate, and to communicate in a written form. I wasn't talking, I wasn't doing videos and stuff yet. That came after this part I'm going to show you today. And so there's a cool concept. I think Russell Brunson calls it the soap opera sequence. And I call it more like the Alfred Hitchcock. But some of you are too young to even know who Alfred Hitchcock is. But it's a pretty phenomenal concept. So imagine this. When it comes to the email, people think, well, why would you email anything? Because everyone uses text nowadays. You would not believe the response. In fact, you're watching this because someone emailed you. You have a free account with us because someone emailed you. So email does work. And in fact, it's still going to be here for quite a bit of time. But now if you know that, let's see what it means. What's it look like? If we really want to know why email, I want you to imagine for a moment. Would you imagine what happens if you have a $20 offer? Let's suppose it's one of those digital products or something. You just only $20. And you send it to 2,000 people. What does that exactly mean? Well, you should note that if you send it to 2,000 people and only 200 of them buy, right? What do you have? You have over $4,000. But what if 2,000 buy? You have over $40,000. That's how simple this is. It's not rocket science. It's something that anyone can do. Email is amazing. And here's give you some stats. A favorable message to any audience, you can expect about 1% to 3% to respond. You're here because you responded. You actually got to create a free account because you responded. We're human beings. We respond to things. Knowing this kind of data will help you in understanding why we teach emailing concepts. So if you can imagine that. So why email? Because it's a difference maker. It took someone who was homeless. We were 3 months behind on our mortgage. And when I started emailing, I think might have told you in my last training, I might not have. But in the first weekend, I was so happy. I sent out a message. And I went to the Chamber of Commerce and got all these email messages. I did them one at a time. I didn't know. Back then, there weren't spam filters and stuff. But I did one at a time. I just was going crazy with these email messages. Same email message. I sent it to I don't know how many people. But what's interesting is I made over $1,300 in sales selling something called Audio Generator. I'm like, oh my goodness. Do you know how hard I worked for just $1,000, right? In the workforce, right? I had to work all month to make, the money I made. But in a weekend, I did over $1,300. And I didn't even start with a lot of the products that I had. Well, here's what I want you to see. The purpose in email, it gives you a tool that it doesn't matter about your educational background. It doesn't matter how tall you are, what color you are, what your weight is, right? It's something that you can do. So let's take a little closer. You get to learn through email marketing. You can mail and keep your subscribers and grow them. It means you can start off with 100 people, right? Or less than that, like I did. And literally within your first 4 or 5 months, grow to over 6,000 or 7,000 people to email to. And don't worry, we teach all that stuff in our program. But I wanted you to understand there's so many cool things you can learn. But mailing is essential. If you start mailing, and you may have experienced this before, if you started mailing consistently and then you stopped, you'd find that your email list begins to taper off and go away. If you don't communicate enough, they go away. It's like a spouse. If you break the bonds of communication and don't interact enough, of course, eventually they're going to become dissatisfied with each other. What's interesting here is that we've learned through years of analyzing this stuff that when you stop mailing people, you're really not giving them a break from you. What you're doing is you're telling them how insignificant they are. And it cuts back. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you stop mailing, right, your email list is going to go down, right? And period. You're just going to eventually go down to nothing. If you keep mailing, your email list is going to grow. More people are going to opt in, and more of them are going to respond to it, and they also will share with you more of the same content. They will share people your content, which will help you to grow your list. So why email marketing? Imagine the example of an offer. Now, I didn't want to scare you, but it's not uncommon to take a tool to watch how cool this is. To sell over 2,000 of a product that costs $20 or $75. The sky's the limit. What else? Well, what I want to talk to you about is how to mail and keep your subscribers. How to do that. And I'm going to do it using that soap opera sequence or that Alfred Hitchcock sequence that I talked to you about that Russell Brunson teaches and some other marketers teach. So if we take a look at this, if you could imagine what it was like if you ever watched soap operas or nighttime operas or daytime drama as they call it, or imagine they have some soaps. In the Latin American community, they've got these novelas, right? These soaps. What happens is they lay things out in the way where if you see my screen, it's in a specific sequence, right? And it looks like this. On the first day, you set the stage up, right? Hey, it's like, thanks, I'm glad you can join our show, and you go and watch it. Just lay those things out. I remember even with the daytime of when I was a child, Bewitched used to come on. They laid it out. This is their receivers. This is the husband. This is the wife, right? Oh, there's their boss. Oh, there's his mother-in-law. They lay the stage out. In an email marketer, you could do that. You lay the stage. You set it up. And when you do that, as an emailer, you may be emailing in something about like weight loss. You may email about, say, my kid, went off for college. Here's what happened. Today we're getting ready to take him. And it's going to be interesting around the house without him. He's made us laugh for so many years. Sometimes it makes you want to cry, but yet you're so happy for the kid. You lay out the email message and you tell them to learn more about how I apply this principle to my business. Click on the link. That's setting the stage. Then you have day 2. You have high drama, right? Son's first day at college, right? He calls. And he's a little nervous and upset, uncomfortable, right? Someone stole his laptop. He left it in the cafe and he doesn't know what happened. And yet so you go through and you just take real life events, you set them up in patterns that are easily received by the audiences. Now, this isn't trickery. This is just communicating with people in patterns and methods in which they love receiving it. Day 3, you have the epiphany. Today I thought about it. I'm not alone. My life isn't over because my kid went to college. It's just beginning. I got all these amazing things I've always wanted to do, but I needed to stop to raise my child. Now I'm going to really do something. I had an aha moment. And here's what I'm setting out to do. Take a look at what I've already set up. Click on the link and go check out what I've already started. Boom. That's what the epiphany model is like, right? And so you have all these things. You have day 4. It's called the hidden benefits. Hidden benefits of having that epiphany and finally having that pivoting point that today is the first day of the rest of my life, right? The hidden benefits of that. I'm not living in the past about things I've done wrong or about some mistakes that I've made or about that job I got fired from. I'm not living with that stuff. I'm moving on. So when you think about this stuff, I want you to note as people go down the road of patterns, right? They don't want to let go. It's what we are as human beings. If you go to see a comedian, they start off their content, you'll love it. You want them to stop, but you don't want them to stop. Your stomach's hurting because you're laughing so hard. And they really hit home. And they hit a sore spot. They make you laugh, they make you cry. You get a little intense, sometimes you get offended. By the time it's over, you've gone up and down through emotional roller coaster. As human beings, we can appreciate the contrast. As we appreciate the contrast, it sets us up for what's next. And in email messaging, take a look. We have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. When it gets down to day 5, it's all about the call to action. Now that we've gone through this together, let's go ahead and get started and take a move on. My son's gone from college. I decided I'm going a whole different route. And here I'm already seeing successes. Come with me. Even you can do it. Here's how you can do it. Even if your kid didn't go to college yet, you can use this business model to get yourself ready since your child leaves in 2 years. These are all examples. The most important thing you can do here is understand the value of email. And when plugging in simple communication principles, psychology principles, you can be a better marketer and a better friend to the people you write to. I say, To the people, all you do is write to sell, 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 sell. Buy this from me. Only $2, only $5. Get it for $10. That doesn't make sense. This is the way you give value. You can give people an experience, hot tips, and for us, we like to give a lot of free things. Like this is a free training. If you never buy anything from us, we want you to get value. This is where this pattern of the cycles of your peaks and valleys take place. Here's what I want you to note. You have a great opportunity. We have more training like this on the inside. We don't want you to miss this. So I want you to follow my steps that I'm going to walk you through right now to log inside so you can get started. Because you know what we have? We have a premier email system. You can set up already when we walk you through how to get started as a manager. As a manager level, you get to actually have up to 8,000 email subscribers. You could literally grow your list that high, set up unlimited campaigns like this. And we teach you how to set up these types of campaigns. You don't want to miss it. So let's go out and look together at how to get set up with your, and get ready to start doing this stuff yourself. So if you take a look at my screen, you'll see this button that says upgrade now. Now this is important. It's because you have a free account, but you haven't gotten started yet. We want to get you set up so you can plug in the email messaging, which we're going to teach you more about that. And you also get to adopt our email messages that do everything that we taught you on the page. You also have an opportunity to be able to sell products anywhere from as little as $3 to $5 up to $97, $99, whatever the products cost. And you get to start earning like we've shown you. So take a peek. Click on the upgrade now button. When you do, you'll select a package. I've told you, you want to start at the 0.03 level at the least. Higher if you can. If you get up to the vice president level at 0.15, that's better. We can plug in more things for you. But you're not limited. The point is get started today, right? At the highest level you can. If it's only 0.07, go with it. We will still work with you and help you. But we can give you the greatest amount of leverage if you can start at a minimum at the manager level. So how do you do it? Well, after you select your package, you go ahead and use your QR code to send the Bitcoin, or you go ahead and you send the Bitcoin directly to this web address. Once you've sent the money, within 30 seconds, once you sent the Bitcoin, within 30 seconds, you go ahead and click activation. Once you do that, you'll have a success and you're already there. There's several things that are going to happen once you do that. Our system is going to be notified and set up and place you, right? So that you can now have access to the products we've talked about. The next thing that's going to happen is we'd like you to send us some support ticket, let us know you got started and you're ready to get the things set up for you, or we're going to see it and contact you. So that's how it works. You can do this. There's not a day that goes by that makes me so happy that I found out at 41 that even I could do that. Send an email message and make money. Obtain products that would cost me a fortune to have the rights to own and make money. Yes, you can do that. But here's what's beautiful about what we're doing with you. We're going to help you be able to make money from the sales of your products, but you're also going to be able to earn Bitcoin. You're going to be able to make both. So the story is not one or the other, but both and. That's what we're doing. This is Dwayne Golden. God bless you. Thank you for sticking it out with the training. Stay tuned for an email message I will send you tomorrow about something really cool.